Nigeria, good morning. You're locked into Ways Breakfast, the place where we grab the system by the collar and demand, show us the receipt. This morning we are dissecting a bold new idea emerging from one of Nigeria's most conflict-ridden states. That's the Kaduna State. The Kaduna Peace Model, Kaduna State, for years was a synonym for tragedy. Between 2015 and 2023, the state recorded over 4,800 deaths and thousands abducted. In 2021 alone, 1,192 people were killed. But now, the state is championing a radical shift from confrontation to conversation. The state government is offering bandits access to education, healthcare, and livelihood opportunities, not cash ransom. As the Commissioner for Information, Ahmed Mayaki, put it, you cannot bomb peace into existence. You must build it with trust. The government boasts of over 500 captives released without ransom and 500,000 hectares of farmland recovered. Yet, recent report of a deadly clash in Bini Gwari reminds us how fragile this peace is. We ask today, the Kaduna Peace Model, is this strategy of dialogue and development the true enduring future for security in Nigeria, or is it too risky a gamble? Joining me, as always, is my beautiful princess, the queen, Triumph Akiboye, and together we are ready to tackle this moral and security, tightrope. And now let's dive in to meet my beautiful, young, sweet sugar pie, Triumph. Good morning.
This morning.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching a particular video. Nigeria, good morning to you. Goodness, how are you doing?
I'm doing
It feels
well.
so good to be back on.
Yes, after it's nice. So I want to quickly play a game with you this morning.
Okay.
It just came to my mind because I can see you're wearing a wine and I like the way your lips aligns with the color. Interesting. And that's why I called you princess. Now let me ask you a question. What's your favorite pet you would like to have?
For my all-time favorite is dog.
Dog.
I don't know. I love dogs.
Guys.
So much. Maybe because
you don't know what I want to do to her.
What do you want to do
dog,
to me?
Right?
Dog, really? Because
Finish.
yes,
Okay.
I mean for a long time. So what is
can
it?
you give me one sound? You don't need to make mention of the name. Just give me a sound a dog would do. You said it's your favorite pet. Eh?
Bark.
I know.
Like,
do the sound. Imitate that.
Go.
What kind of dog is that?
Let's move.
All right, yes. Let's go on a short break to reflect on a significant event in the history. And when we come back, we'll look through the papers from today. Please stay tuned.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population and with little or no meaningful engagement leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
Welcome back, and that's a look at today in history. Now let's move on to what's making headlines this morning. However, remember that we'd love to hear your insights and perspectives on our comment section, and our phone lines are open. Please call us on 0702 500 7749 or 070 142 42420. If you have yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel as Official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button now, like and share the link. Tune in to channel 145 on your GoTV and don't miss this. Now let's see what Triumph has on the New Telegraph newspaper, as I also later will be taking the punch. Let's roll on.
All right, so let us take a look at what is making headlines in the front page of the New Telegraph. We are going to start with the headlines, the screaming headline that we have here. Targeted killings, foreign lobbyists fueling claims. This is coming from the federal government. And writers to this story, White House, Trump watching unfolding situation in Nigeria very closely. Another writer, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, to name Nigeria officials liable for killings. And I would still take more writers. U.S. lawmaker slaps China, backs proposed military action in Nigeria. And to the last one, meets diplomatic community, lobbies for support, says religious persecution allegations unfounded. For some weeks now, we've been on this for well over a month. I think maybe it started sometimes around last month from this Ted Cruz. And we remember that then Nigerians came out to say that, oh no, by the time, you know, the federal government and even the Christian Association of Nigeria were coming out, you know, they said that, oh, it did not happen the way they are saying it, you know, talk about the number of the thousands of lives that has been lost to the killings especially in the northern part of the country. And it is quite interesting that now we are getting the attention of the U.S. government. I was watching an interview. I was watching Donald Trump's interview before now, and the president is coming out to say that if Nigerians are not going to take action, if the federal government is not going to take action, we are going to they are going to, you know, take the action that we're unable to take. And I really love how this is literally putting, you know, the Nigerian government on their feet. You would not find them talking about this, you know. I mean, the whole time they were coming out to say all of this, we did not get any response. We did not get anything from them. But seeing how the federal government started responding by the time we had Donald Trump in the story, in the picture. So I really love it. As much as Nigerians are saying that let war break out, I mean, I was looking at the comment section today and somebody was saying that why is President Donald Trump, why is he still talking? Burst into Nigeria. In my mind, I'm like, if they burst into Nigeria, how? Are there strategies? Are they going to be able to actually pin where these people are? Or everybody is going to be in danger? I mean, I've seen different things, you know, Nigerians, you know, using this situation to catch crews.
But funnily enough, the United States of America can't just bargain into Nigeria because, number one, we are an independent country, right? So we've gained our total freedom and freedom from external control. So if they're coming to Nigeria, they will need a consent of the Nigerians. So you can't. Nigeria is not a baby country.
Of course, yes, we are not a baby country.
And concerning that, we have the China who also commented that the U.S. should not make a rash movement into Nigeria. If not, they are coming to support Nigerians against it. I can also see reasons to why some of the government officials or even some citizens in Nigeria don't really buy the idea of the U.S. just barging in.
I mean, they
into
might
the
not
country
even
and everything.
barging, but the fact that President, Donald Trump is now, he has eyes on this situation. I love the way, Nigerians are alert. I love the way federal government are alert. Maybe what we needed, what we have always needed, was a senior
global
man.
recognition.
Was a senior man
issue.
to tell us that we are not doing things well. We are not doing things appropriately. We are not doing things the way it should. Because these are the lives of people that we are talking about. So I really love it, and I want to see how well this will go. And I hope that, President Donald Trump will not leave us alone until he sees that something really happens.
There's a follow-up story on my own newspaper, but
okay.
Continue with us.
So you're going to take us through that. So let me take some other stories making headlines in the front page of the New Telegraph papers. Above that, we have federal government renews plans to sell PH, worry Kaduna refineries. Now, this is a very interesting story. This is another story of interest to me because you can imagine, federal government coming out to say that, they plan to sell all these refineries so that they can attract more investors. And it brings me to think about the fact that why are we moving away from the real, if we cannot handle just refinery? Since I have become, a conscious Nigerian, since I've been grown up, we have always had issues with the refinery this, refinery that. Now they are coming out to say that they want to sell the refineries. Now, is selling the refineries the situation to our inefficiency as a country? Because we are being very inefficient, if you would ask me. To make just a refinery work, if it is something that is impossible, and then the only situation or the only solution that we think is to actually sell it so that we can attract investors. I was reading the report, and I think this doesn't make sense to me at all. If we cannot make refinery work, nothing is working. You just hear a lot of stories back and forth. And then when you have the likes of Dangote coming in, there is still problem. There is still problem. Why does it feel like it is so hard to make some things work in our country? Well, I don't really know. But I am not of the opinion that they should sell the refineries. Even if I am even saying that I am not of the opinion that they should sell the refineries, if they do not sell the refineries, are they going to make it work? So maybe what we actually need is to sell the refineries because it's just very funny. And I'm just wondering that why do we have to keep doing these things? Why can't we? Is it until we have another bigger person to come and start talking about the situation of refineries? But fingers crossed to see what eventually happens.
Really, fingers crossed. For me, I wouldn't totally agree of them selling them. There could be like a partnership between both parties involved, so like a joint ownership. So instead of them selling it totally to a totally different person, there could be a partnership with them. Probably most of the machines or equipment we have, we really don't have people that's able enough to handle such or control such equipment.
They said that they've lost $300 billion to oil theft. If you are doing what is right,
it shows that there is a lacuna, there is a gap in that space. So, but let's look at what we have at the Punch newspaper this morning. And above the masthead, it says, Trump threats, federal government engages diplomats, rallies military commanders. That story is on page 2. Also, we have 15% import tariff could make Nigerian fuel producing powerhouse refiners. Also, we have Mawa fight for second term as 5 rivals closing. And just beside the masthead, we have, I predicted mass US visa, green card revocations, says Wale Soyinka. And also, the Punch leads this morning with power shutdown. Wike block defiance as PDP but insist on convention. So we have a kicker that says PDP faction locks secretariat as but Wike camp hold rival meetings. Also below we have over 85 killed as flood wreaks havoc in the Philippines. there's a picture of the scene of the flood in the Philippines, and you can see, I'm just trying to picture these in Nigeria because we have similar issues, yeah, especially when it comes to raining season in Nigeria particularly. So it's not just Nigerians that are in this big climate issue. And now we have food imports swell 45% as local production falters. Also, truck crushes Lagos tricycle to death in just 2. And lastly, Tinubu to open editors conference on November 12th. And that story is in page 35 of the Guardian newspaper. Now let's look at the headline that leads the leading story that says Wike block defiant as PDP diplomat says further in the story. So now looking at that particular story, which I don't want to take, but let's look at what Trump threatened as federal government engages diplomats, rallies military commanders. It says the federal government on Wednesday held a meeting with members of the diplomatic corps in Abuja where it addressed the allegations of religious persecution. I was saying that I was going to continue on this story where you were talking about the religious crisis that the U.S. president had to get himself involved. And this is a follow-up news regarding that, as the federal government met yesterday to address this allegation, as they say, allegedly, that Christians have been killed in the northern, particularly in the northern region in Nigeria. And now also we have rejected the United States designation of Nigeria as a country to particular concern, insisting that the country didn't target any group on the basis of faith. And speaking at the diplomatic briefing in Abuja, the permanent secretary, that's the and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, stated that claims of religious persecution misrepresented the country's legal and social framework. And I have been wondering, are they trying to tell us that there have been no killings of Christians in the northern part? Because if they're making a claim that, oh no, it is not, no group is targeted on the basis of their faith, how true is that? Because we've had scenarios of, I could remember there was a time, it was in Ibadan, so where we had, there was a killing in a particular church and everything. So I'm wondering, if you're saying that there's no particular target, when we have those strategic movements in such places, is it not a strategic target on such because of their faith, or what do you want to say about
it is very easy for them to claim that these things are not happening, but we all know, we all as Nigerians know the truth. We cannot come out to say that, talk about, the period. There was one time, there was the particular period where the invasion of the Boko Haram was a very serious thing. I was still saying it, I think, on this table, that I remembered those people from the northern areas. They brought to those students, from these areas. Some of them, they have lost their parents, their family, their this, their that. And then they had to bring them to my school from Kaduna, Kano, all those states. So the federal government cannot say that maybe these things are not happening. It is very easy for them, they would want to definitely protect the image of their country.
Even if they are carrying out such acts, he's been targeted on a specific purpose, because you can't just go out and say you want to attack and you don't have a particular group or mindset of people you want to come and attack, or a particular area. So that statement is quite awkward. I mean, now let's look away from that, because we're going to open that story further in today's conversation, and we're going to see what one of the government have in store for them. Now, one of the stories on the Punch newspaper says truck crushes Lagos tricyclist to death in just 2. I particularly picked this story because I really want to hammer on this issue of this truck movement. On this table, I could remember a time where you made the suggestion of probably if they should create a pathway for them, just like the Lagos BRT that have their own single lane, if they could do that for those heavy-duty trucks and trucks like that. But now, it can't be overemphasized that most of the accidents we have on the road in Nigeria are always involved with these truck drivers. It's not that maybe it's something new or it's something just recently happening to our government people in power, they already know that this, let me say, like 80% of the accidents in Nigeria, excluding the fact that, okay, there could be reckless driving or a particular truck or a particular car had a malfunction of whatever, probably lost the brake and so. But the thing is, are there no solutions to this issue? Because I feel there could be strict regulation of this truck movement. There was a time they made mention of, oh, trucks are only allowed to move in the night. But I could still see some truck driving even in the morning.
I mean, I don't think that thing still holds until now. I don't think it holds till now that they are mandated to work at certain times, maybe from 8 p.m. or from 10 p.m. till the next day. I remember the time that I was saying that what we might even need beyond the strict regulations. The strict regulations is something that they should really need to put in place. That is, you know, I remembered when the incident of Fina's sister happened, and then we were talking about the fact that what are the regulations? Do these people even have their driver's license? Are they licensed to be on the road? Are they driving under good condition? I hope it's not that, you are traveling all the way from Kano State to Lagos State, for example, and then you've not had any rest. You've been driving for the past 24 hours. Talk about all those things, but also putting all these strict regulations in place. And see, there's nothing you want to tell me, but I literally believe that find a place for these people. Let them be able to. Don't let them cruise the same road that other people are cruising, because people are facing these things on a daily basis. This same thing that we're talking about still happened to me like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I was coming down here, I think on Monday, from VI, along, what's the name of it? Echo Hotel, somewhere around there. The truck, he could see that he was not supposed to, go to that, the part of the road, and then he was trying to maneuver, and then you are contesting with a small bus. I mean, it makes me think that what's wrong with these people? Is it because you feel like if you're riding, an heavy-duty truck,
driving,
you already have the advantage to be able to treat somebody anyhow, which is a terrible thing. Beyond the accident of heavy-duty trucks to even the small trucks, we have seen different collisions between heavy-duty truck and another heavy-duty truck, which makes me afraid. If I am saying that maybe they should put them on a separate lane, now would it really stop? Would it really stop the fact that, because now that means I'm putting two angry people or two stubborn people facing each other. That's me trying to say that I am even putting them more at risk. But at the same time, what are we supposed to do?
Let me add something there. It might be sarcastic, but they are putting themselves at risk, though. At least won't have loss of innocent lives. Where some, because like this incident we had, this particular truck crashed into 3 vehicles at the Ekoro Junction along the Abule Egba Command Road in Lagos. And that was yesterday. And it was gathered that the trailer lost control and rammed into a tricycle and 2 other vehicles. So if peradventure they have their own lane, they could be, killing themselves, as I mean. All right, so now the last story I wanted to take, which is the leading story that says Wike blocked defiant as PDP boards. That's the Board of Trustees insist on convention. I won't be taking that story right now because we are running out of time. But if you can read further on page 2 on the Punch newspaper. And right now we go on a short break. And when we return, we'll continue our conversations, turning the page from headlines to history and ask the questions many are still afraid to ask. Please stay tuned.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light from my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, an in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we will analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population and with little or no meaningful engagement leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
5 Nigerian foods with more fiber than beans. In Nigeria, beans are widely celebrated as one of the healthiest staple foods that is rich in fiber, protein, and essential minerals. But what if we told you there are Nigerian foods that actually pack more fiber than beans? While beans remain an excellent source of nutrients, several local foods contain higher fiber content and offer unique health benefits you may be missing out on. For people that don't like beans, that's not the only option on the table. There are plenty of high fiber Nigerian foods that can do even more for your digestive health, weight management, and heart wellness. Here are 5 Nigerian foods with more fiber than beans. Tiger nuts. Tiger nuts are small, crunchy tubers loaded with fiber. In fact, 30 grams of tiger nuts can contain up to 10 grams of fiber, more than beans provide in the same quantity. They are excellent for digestion, help control blood sugar, and double as a healthy snack. Ofada rice. Unlike polished white rice, ofada rice keeps its fiber-rich band layer intact. A cup of ofada rice provides about 7 grams of fiber compared to 5 grams in beans. It's also a slow digesting carbohydrate, making it ideal for people managing diabetes even with its unique smell. Garden egg. Garden eggs are not just low in calories, they are fiber powerhouses. Eating them raw or in stews provide more soluble fiber than beans, which helps with cholesterol control and weight management. Yam. Yam is a staple in Nigerian households and it provides up to 8 grams of fiber per serving. Roasted, boiled, or yam porridge is an easy way to increase daily fiber intake. Vegetables. Traditional Nigerian vegetables like pumpkin leaves and scent leaves are denser in fiber than beans per calorie. A plate of vegetable-rich soup can do wonders for digestion and overall health.
Welcome back, our dearest viewers. Right now, we've gotten to the climax of today's Ways Breakfast. And the topic we have on this table says, the Kaduna Peace Model, is this the right strategy for the future of security in Nigeria? And of course, I have my beautiful co-anchor, Triumph Akinboye. And together, we're going to dissect this topic and see with different lenses if truly it's really worth it or it's a way forward in Nigeria. Now, many Nigerians remain deeply skeptical at the fear that offering a pathway to life and dignity to those who have killed and kidnapped thousands without any significant jail time is essentially rewarding criminality. This raises the critical question of justice and impunity. We ask today, is the Kaduna Peace Model a necessary intervention for security, or does it set a dangerous precedent that prioritizes peace over justice, encouraging future criminality across Nigeria? And now we begin as we open this conversation. The Kaduna State Governor finally has come with his own method to curb this insecurity in Nigeria by granting, let me just put it, a safety net for such people who have committed such heinous crimes in the country. Do you think is really a great idea? You know, I mean, providing education, healthcare, good healthcare for them, and even giving them a better life. Is that really a way forward for people to have cleared totally, completely families, made children's orphans, even killed children's? I mean, when I read that story, I was wondering,
if you would
what were
ask
they
me,
thinking?
you know, if you would ask me, I am wondering that, you know, the Kaduna state government, is this what we are supposed to be focusing on? It's a great one, you know, the fact that you want to offer to these people, you know, a privilege, you know, giving them like hope for a better future. The fact that, the fact that you're a criminal doesn't mean that we should cast you out of the, yes, or we should send you out, cast you out of the society, and giving them an opportunity. But let us not forget that if you are going to mention one of the states that they are at risk, high risk of bandits, gunmen killing from one place to the other, you know, before you say it, the next thing you're saying, gunmen has killed quite a number of persons in this particular place. And then, is it that they are saying that the bandits that they are having, they are too much, and they think that now it is time for them to be raising the bandits? Because that's what I'm thinking. I feel like maybe it's because they have so many bandits in their states. That is why they feel like, okay, since there are a lot, let us start raising them. Let us start taking care of them and nurturing them, giving them all these things. Because I'm wondering that, if it were to be that maybe another state that is not like that, maybe let's say Lagos State, for example, I don't think that that is what we are going to be offering. So are they saying they cannot take care, or the right judgments that should be given to these people cannot be given? Look at the situation we are having. This is, you know, what I wanted to mention is that, you know, this situation is key to what is also happening with the Christian killings, because it is related. If you're saying that you're giving bandits, did bandits give people an opportunity? True. Did they give people's lives an opportunity to live? It feels like maybe you are giving like a justice of no mercy. However, what should be done should be done. We keep accepting what is not right. We keep accepting what is not okay. That is why it is taking another country to come and be telling us that we have taken nonsense for too long. Now you are offering, you are giving them a peace. I think when I saw what you said a Kaduna Peace Model.
That was
it doesn't work that way. I was looking at it, and then they were saying that they are going to be offering them education, they are going to be offering them healthcare. My question is that, is this thing, you know, after they've sent them to the prison? Is it after their jail term or during their jail term? Or they did not give them a jail term at all?
Peace treaty, you know, it's just like a collateral. So instead of you killing or still causing more insecurity in my home state, I'm offering you this as a means of peace. And you know, during my introduction, I made mention that he boasted of no ransom, of also setting some people free, that he didn't pay a dime. And now, in return of that, he wants them to
Okay, because
like
the
an
bandits
agreement.
released some people. So in return for that, they are going to be giving them free education.
For more of them to stop the killings, because in news, we had in news, that was November 2nd, about another killing that says 17 people have been killed in fresh attacks by gunmen across community in Plateau and Kaduna State. I feel maybe that's what pushed the Kaduna State governor to come out to say, oh, you bandits, come out. Because I'm just imagining, okay, imagine, I know it's not going to happen to me or any of my loved ones. Coming out, I'm seeing all these bandits are being released, working freely, right? Because I feel that's what Nigeria is trying to do. Instead of you exerting justice on such people, you're trying to give them pardon. A lot of people have committed some crimes that they don't even deserve. Pardon me to say, they don't deserve mercy. Because you've taken lives, you can't even create lives, but you took such person's life. And now coming out to see, oh, this is the bandit that were involved in the attack that happened, that probably a child lost her parent or his parent, and now they're having free access to education, to healthcare. I mean, I'll be like, what's going on? So are they trying to encourage people to involve in criminal cases? Because that's what it's saying.
Goodness, I was, I'm looking at the story now, and this man is saying that we agreed because these are basic human needs, not ransom payments. We did not give them a dime. What we gave was life back to communities long abandoned. My question is that, it's already a problem that we don't even know how to. The state government, when it comes to the state government, when it comes to the federal government, when it comes to our armed forces, in a situation where we have banditry, we have different attacks on different communities, kidnapping and all of that, and then you hear by the time they're talking about ransom, they're telling you to bring 35 million naira, 20 million naira, 100 million naira, 200 million naira, and then you're saying that you're not going to be giving them a dime, but what you want to offer to them is healthcare and education. Please let it make sense. My question is, are you supposed to be offering them anything? That is why it feels like, the option of the U.S. president is a very difficult, is a very serious,
I feel you
is
like,
a very deep.
Because that's why I called you one time.
Why, maybe look very easy to me, but when it comes to all these things, it should not be this difficult. Now you are even saying that rather than offering them ransom, you are going to be offering them education and healthcare. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
We're going to open that statement further, because for the state government, that's the Kaduna state government, to say that he wants to offer them education. First of all, I even want to ask, what education do you want to offer them? Because the education I know in this Nigeria already have a loophole. So I'm wondering, what form of education are you offering to give? And even the healthcare sector, I mean, if we should talk about it, the healthcare system in Nigeria is really collapsing, and it's weeping aggressively. So what if the bandits are to be very intelligent? I don't think they will accept that offer, because number one, your education system is not even something to be extremely proud of. Talking much more of the healthcare system. So are you going to say that you're offering me a paralyzed healthcare system? You're offering me that?
Goodness, what they're saying is that this thing might really work for them. According to them, they said that the joint ONSA Kaduna Peace Community, through it, more than 500 captives had been safely released via negotiation without the payment of ransom or resorting to force. If they have, 500 captives that they have been able to free, these people, our people, through this kind of negotiation. My own is that whether we are doing, forceful negotiation or payment of ransom or giving access to healthcare and education, we should never give these people the upper hand. So what? So are we trying to say that these people they have more power than we do? I can say that
this thing is so
honestly,
annoying.
If you ask me, it feels like these people. We saw the case of Boko Haram. Do you remember that period at all? Till today, till now, the case is just there. lives of people, families displaced.
I mean, I even had a friend that had recently or what led to that as a result of the encounter she had with this bandit and everything. She lost one of her legs. They had to relocate. Her families, her siblings had to. She lost one of her siblings. She lost one of her leg, and her families had to relocate all the way from the northern to the western part of Nigeria. So I'm now wondering, families like that have lost their loved ones, endured kidnappings, even their livelihoods. You see, there was a story I read one time on this table where was it a 7-month-old pregnant woman was trying to run, escaping from this bandit, from being kidnapped. I mean, such situation, and now the state is offering these perpetrators a chance for a new life without justice. You didn't even make mention of, oh, okay, probably they are going to face justice, or probably they'll be taken to court. They will have to serve a number of term in the prison and everything. But no, you're offering them a new life. You want to offer them a new life. You want to bring them into the society. And beg me to ask, do you think the society is also willing to accept these people that have carried out such crimes? Because you can't bring, let's say for instance, in this setting, you're bringing somebody that I know have committed a lot of bigger crimes, killed families and everything, kidnapped, and so you're not trying to bring this person back into our own society, and you think I'm going to accept these particular perpetrators with open hands?
It is not even trying. They brought them back already. According to the same report that we are reading, I can see the name of some bandit leaders that they are freed. And then according to them, they are saying that they gave examples of former bandit leaders such as Jambros and Yellow 1 Million, who now serve as community peace mediators, helping to maintain stability in previously volatile areas. Now, let's give an example to this Yellow 1 Million. Let it not feel like, okay, maybe I am just attacking this and then the ways of the bandits. But there are lots of people that are walking free from the law. Walking free from the law, not just bandits. We have people in power, walking free. They make it feel as if the law is above them.
And they make them ambassadors later
And they make them ambassadors later on. Just take a look at this. This is also an ambassadorial deal that they have given to these people.
Ambassador of
So this is why it is not hard to know the kind of problems that we are having as a country.
And that is also even bringing a thought in my head.
But maybe they are going to change. No, well, we might see people that they might be changed, giving an opportunity to them, in the society. Maybe because of how they were raised, they could not decide differently. They could not pick, or they could not choose differently. And they were in that position because that was what they have always knew. That was what they have always met on ground. Let us go. And it's like a job for some people. Just like I am coming to work to come and do this. For some people, banditry is that's their work too. Now imagine that, okay, maybe they now see the world differently, and then they are given an opportunity, just like these Jans Bros and the Yellow 1 Million or something like that. These two people, they have now decided to use them as community peace mediator. But imagine if this community is the same place where we had the attack of these bandits. Is this the same explanation that we would be given to the parents, to the displaced families, to the ones that have lost their lives, that they have lost their properties, one thing or the other?
And I even want to ask you, because you were giving a suggestion, or probably that's what they meant while growing up as a job, right? Some people, as they were born into this world, their parents could be indulging in such practices, and they had to take over from their parent. Now, if the situation should be their own situation, how do you think the state actually, or the state government, would ensure the sincerity of these former bandits?
Okay, ensuring the sincerity of these former bandits is just a game of trust. I want to believe that even the Kaduna state government, that they are coming out to do this, knowing fully well that they are their area is somewhere that is more prone to banditry attacks. Yeah. I want to believe that it is a game of trust. That let me just believe that this is what is going to happen. Let me believe in these people. Because there is no way you can trust their sincerity. Even if you want to believe in them, you just have to believe and then just look away. Not like maybe you are totally believing that they might change, they might become this or they might become that. But it might just have been a game of trust. Let's just believe that these people are going to be sincere in changing their ways, in becoming a better person, and in being, what they call them peace mediators.
Okay.
That means they have also been given the responsibility of actually bringing peace to the community. So these bandit leaders that they have been trusted by the federal, the state governments are also supposed to be able to face other banditry attacks that are happening. Because this is something that they should use their life to pay for. Let's even say it works that way. They should be able to use their life, you know, the whole of their lives,
Yes,
to
justice
pay
supposed
back.
to prevail.
To pay back. I'm even saying that if they're not going to give them justice, you know, the law, because I don't think the law is working for this peace model that they are talking about. Okay. But what I'm saying is that if they have actually changed, or they want to be sincere, or they don't want to be doing all these things that they are doing, they should use the whole of their lifetime to actually pay back by being peace mediators. If you are a bandit leader that you have changed, can you give us strategies to be able to put down the walls of other bandits? Could you give us strategies? Could you give us lines of communication? Could you give us solutions? What are the things that we can put in place to actually reduce the case of attacks that we are having in this particular community? And this is the responsibility that these people are supposed to be doing with the whole of their lives.
Well, I see a point in what you say, right? Looking at what they should do or indulge in as a peace mediator, even in the states, even not just even in Kaduna State, also giving us suggestions on how to reduce these attacks on such states. But this keeps on ringing in my head. If we have to be doing a game of trust, mind you, humans can't be totally trusted, especially people that have spent all their life, all their young age, even to maturity stages in such acts. First of all, it's going to leave fear in the minds of the people living in such communities. I can't say, oh, I'll be feeling safe. So how do you feel that the government will ensure that there's safety for those other people in that community? Because imagine me coming out, bumping into one of the bandit leaders, moving freely, and I say, okay, it's a peace mediator. Don't you think that there will be this psychological or mental issue even among the people of their communities? And mind you, if they're to be given suggestions and everything, I feel one of the things too they could also add to your point, is that there should be a there should be like a watchdog, really watching them at a very close view, because you can't tell. It could even be that because they got caught, they felt remorseful and everything. Then the state government decided to give them a new life, and they could be acting or they could be working with those that are yet to be discovered. We can't tell.
That is why they should be used as a tool. I don't want to call them a tool, but they should be used as a tool to actually help. So if they're not doing that, they are not doing anything towards the peace, getting the if they're not doing anything towards making the goal of the peace model to actually work, then there is no point in having them. There is no point in having them, because they are saying that rather than having to pay ransom, although one thing that is not really clear to me is that if you are saying that we are not going to be paying these people ransom, we are not going to resort to force, and then we are going to be offering them education and healthcare. Are you saying you want to be offering education and healthcare to people that they are actively kidnapping people? Because if you're saying that you're not paying ransom, that means you have still not pinned down the perpetrators of the crime.
Yes, and we still even have more
You've
of
not
them.
been able to pin them down.
Those of them that have acting remorseful, or you're trying to give them new life, we're not still sure. We have a comment that I want to read out, and this is from Okpeyemi. Okpeyemi says, "Good morning, Ways Breakfast. Interesting conversation. Insecurity has become the big topic in Nigeria daily. What Kaduna State is offering to bandits is not right. Decisive action is what is needed. Work from what the Kaduna state government is doing. It says decisive action is what is needed. And that is really true, because I was saying a lot of people are expecting, many victims and families are still waiting for compensation or closure. What do you think they can do to such people? I mean, people have lost everything. Everything. There was even a time where, imagine our farmers, we're having issues of agriculture and production and everything, food prices hike and everything. This is as a result of them not being able to go safely to their farmlands to do their occupation as a result of this bandit. So what do you think, really, in just one word, before we actually come into a conclusion on this conversation, what does it say about our justice system when pain outlives accountability?
This is just like what I said, that we are not... We don't always focus on the problem as a country, and it is really sad. We don't pay attention to what really is the problem. It's just like when I was talking about, the news this morning, and then I was saying that they want to sell off the refineries, but they're not giving the solution to why the refineries are not working. Just the same way, we have seen, ransom not working, resulting to force decisive action. Just like what Okpeyemi said, decisive action is what we need. You have to always tell us that you are more than these bandits, not the other way around.
Or dancing to their tune.
We are not the ones that are supposed to be dancing to the tune of bandits. We are not the ones. But it is quite unfortunate that that is what is happening. A family is running helter-skelter to find 100 million naira to give to bandits. There is nothing the government can do about it. What are the state of our armed forces? What are they doing? What are they doing? What were we even doing that we had to get to these states? And to even start thinking about the fact that what we now want to do is now do a peace model. There is no peace. Let's stop feeling as if there is peace anywhere. And that's the same thing. We have a problem, we are looking away, or we have a problem and then we are saying another thing. There is no peace anywhere. So let decisive action be taken at every point in time. I really want to see a Nigeria where we would see that, okay, you see that what they actually busted into their community, their neighborhood, their hood, and then they were able to pin down the perpetrators of this crime.
Well, you've said a lot. Decisive action and, exerting the law to not just avert justice, but to ensure that justice is being met. The Kaduna Peace Model forces us to choose between an immediate fragile peace and a slow agonizing pursuit of justice. It has achieved what military might could not, the return of the land, the release of captives, and the reopening of community life. But for this model to become a national blueprint, it must evolve. It must address the pain of the victims and guarantee that peace is not mistaken for impunity. Nigeria deserves a strategy that is both human and accountable. The system must prove that it is not simply rewarding past crimes, but courageously investing in a crime-free future. And this is how we draw the curtains on this conversation. Please stay tuned as we are having another program in the afternoon. That's the Gossip Gala. Of course, same time, same station, same Ways Breakfast tomorrow as Triumph will lead us. Bye.